everyone. I'm going to be going over the initial setup for the gameplay script that's going to manage what's going on in the game itself. So it's going to control what level is currently active. Later on, it'll actually let us change between levels. It's going to control eventually where our player begins on each level. There's a lot of things that it's going to be controlling. So I'm in my game scene. I want to make sure that my main node, the game node here, the root node is active, just the plus script. I'm going to change the location if it's not already going to the scripts folder to the scripts directory. So in this case, it's all set. I'm just going to choose open. The template is empty, so that's totally fine. And I'm going to create. Now to save a little bit of time, I'm actually just going to replace this empty script with a script that I've already written. So I'm just pasting this in, and I'm going to explain the script in a little bit more detail. All right, so extends is just giving access to everything from the node class so that we can use all of node's features. And your script should always just be extending whatever the node is the script is attached to. Next up, we have the global variables that are accessible throughout the whole script, no matter what function it is. So we have this exported variable, which is actually creating a field for us in the inspector. Whenever something's exported, it'll be available to set or change over in the inspector. And so because this is set to a packed scene type, it actually lets me choose the scene that I want to be accessing. I can also drag from the file system and drop. That would work as well. So matter of personal preference there. The next variable just represents the current level that's active in a node format. And our last variable for now represents the next level as a string, and this is actually going to be the next level's location, so the path to find the next level. So after the global variables, we have a few functions. The first one is just ready, the default function that runs as soon as the scene loads, and inside of that, all I have at the moment is just calling a function called setStartingLevel. Now this is a custom function. It's not one that's default, so it's something that I have to write myself. So later on, I am going to be changing this so that the setStartingLevel function only runs when the play button has been pressed, but that's going to wait until I actually make the menu. So next up, we have this custom function to set the starting level. And all I'm doing is I'm setting the next level variable, which is currently empty, to use the resource path or the location of the first level that we've set over here in the inspector. After that's been set, then we're going to run another custom function to start changing the levels. Now, when I go to my change level function, it's going to be using this default method called deferred, and this just adds a bit of a delay before whatever function is actually going to run. And that makes sure that the processing for the current frame is finished before the new function starts, and that's something that's particularly important when changing between levels. So after that, I have my last function for now, and this is the deferred change level. So this and that just need to be written the same way. You'll often see underscore deferred in front of whatever deferred function you're going to be using. It's just something that's fairly standard in GDScript. And so this is the part that's actually going to be loading our level. And so we're setting the current level to load an instance of whatever is set as the next level. And then to make that actually visible in the scene, we need to add that current level as a child to the scene tree. Otherwise, it's not going to be playable or visible. So at this point, I can save my script. Next up, I just want to make sure that my game scene is the default scene that loads when the game starts. So I'm going to go to the project menu, project settings. From here under application, I'm going to the run settings, and over here I just want to choose my main game scene wherever that's located. So now that that is set to the correct scene, whenever I use just the basic playback controls over here to test the game, it's going to be running from my main game scene. I can preview the game. Okay, the level loaded just fine. My forward movement isn't working, probably because of the obstacles location. Yeah, movement is just fine. Everything is behaving as expected. So that is looking good. Doing a mention, I can just reload the preview to start over if I want to get back to the beginning. So my spawning location isn't great. I'm definitely going to need to fix that in the future. And there's actually more than one problem with the current setup for the spawning. Right now, the player is in my game scene from the very start. So physics are having an impact right away. Once my menu is in place in this game scene and I press play, depending on how long that takes me, my player will already be starting to fall. So if I press play quickly enough and the level loads before the player has time to fall far enough, that could be completely fine. If the level loads after the player's already started falling, that could really cause some significant gameplay issues. So I'm definitely going to want to fix the spawning for both of those reasons in the future. All right, so I can stop my preview, and that looks good.